Thank you all. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you for handling the class so well and professionally. Thank you, everybody. And thank you all for doing amazing when it comes to all that we are learning and all that we are building. It is important to understand that the training we are offering are intended to be practical training. And so we are going to learn with project-based learning approach. And so we are going to be working on projects that will impart the skills we need to us as we prepare for the industry. What we are doing right now is a powerful way to learn. As we learn and work on projects, you get hands-on experiences. Once you go through it and you build yours, you get the real experiences that you can transfer onto the field. The kind of training we need right now are not lectures only, but hands-on training that we can apply in the field. So welcome, everybody. This is a great program, and we've achieved so much. Just as in your university, sometimes you take a break and you are given time to go for a compulsory industrial attachment. This training, there are certain things that are also compulsory as well. For example, after this web masterclass, which ends this week, you are required to build a website for a real company, which is a requirement. So you can build a website. You are supposed to build a website for a real business, a real organization, a website that will operate in the real world. By doing that, you validate your skills, you acquire additional skills that will let you master what you have studied. There are a lot of businesses that need websites, a lot of schools that need websites, a lot of churches that need websites. And so you can find someone. Don't feel like it is hard to find. Don't feel like it is difficult to find. You can find. The only barrier to getting a website for someone is how much it costs and who to do it. Now that you have power to control how much it costs and who to do it, it is very easy. As a matter of fact, one day you can get a contract. One day you can get someone to build a website for. Every church you know needs a website. There is no church that doesn't need a website. There is no school that doesn't need a website. There is no company, small business that doesn't need a website. All you have to do is to approach and offer your services. You can let them know that it's a school project. You are required to build a website for an organization. You have decided to choose them. Or you present your business. You present your business and you take them as a client. In any way, what you are required to do is to reach out. Reach out. If you can hear me, put that in the chat. Reach out with your skills. Reach out with your skills. Build something in the real world. Something you can refer to tomorrow. Something that will be part of your portfolio. Something that will be part of what you will do tomorrow, the ladder you climb tomorrow, what you refer to, what you will achieve tomorrow. So the word is reach out and build a website for someone. Yes, this will make a tremendous impact in your learning journey. Every tech professional requires these basic fundamental skills. When you hear of top tech people or leading tech people, don't think that they don't have a foundation. Don't think that they don't know some things. You need to have a broad foundation and then you build specialization on top of it. That is what makes you a tech professional. So whether you are in cloud, whether you're in cybersecurity, these are things you'll be dealing with in the real world. So reach out and build a website for someone. Complete your personal project and your client project. This is a requirement. We have 3 weeks to reach out. We have 3 weeks to get this done. So reach out once again, build a website for an NGO, build a website for a school, build a website for a small business, build a website for a big business, build a website for a client. Someone says, what about those that already use a real company in the existing project? If it is your business, reach out and build for someone else. So we are not talking about what you did for yourself. Build for someone else. Build for someone else. Take them through the process. Let them pay for domain, pay for hosting, and then you build a website on top of it for them. So package yourself in a way and get the work done. If you can find a suitable theme in the exponent project1.com that we shared, good for you. You can do that. But then if you need a specialized theme for them, you can purchase a theme for them, charge them for it, let them pay for it, and just build a website for someone. This is an important project. You have to do it. It's so important that um, even if I'm not even say that, even if we should take a short break to make that happen, we should do it. It's so important. So you will have to reach out and get this done. And it's not difficult. Just today, someone requested for a website from me. Someone paid for a website today. Okay, someone paid for a website today, as I'm speaking to you. So it is time to master your skills. So this is going to help them, and it's also going to help you master your skills and also make some money on top of it. Try and make some money on top, no matter how you are doing it, how much you are charging. Just try and make some money. So later I'll be asking you how much you made. Yeah, just for yourself, just to know that your knowledge has put something in your pocket. So find something. It's good to have a contract. It's good to get a deal. It's good to um, make money applying your skills. It's so good. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do that. We have 3 weeks to do that. And so welcome once again. Tonight we are going to talk about e-commerce. It's all about e-commerce, working on e-commerce, building e-commerce website, and we are going to zoom right into it. So we have understood that creating websites today is much, much easier than it has been in all of history. Today, we have powerful tools, powerful plugins, powerful platforms, powerful technologies that you can use to create amazing websites. You can build an online store to sell products for your own business, or you can build an online store for a client, for a company to sell their products. When it comes to building websites, you can build websites for yourself, build websites for clients, make money building websites for clients, make money building websites for building and managing a blog yourself, or make money building a blog for clients. You can also make money building online stores for yourself and be part of the trillion-dollar e-commerce industry where people are doing serious businesses every day. As a matter of fact, every single day, there are billions of dollars that are transacted in the e-commerce industry. It is a big pie or big cake, and you can take a share of that market. Those who understood the e-commerce business, or those who were fascinated by the e-commerce business, went into it, learned more about it, took advantage of it, and they are doing so well. Amazon is now one of the leading companies in the whole wide world because of e-commerce. Alibaba, Jack Ma, was a young guy like you who was fascinated about how the internet can allow us to buy and sell. Got into it, had some few failures, didn't give up, and now the richest man who has transformed the country of China, which is a superpower. So it is very important that you expand your knowledge, expand your thinking. Sometimes our thinkings are so small and we only think that someone should hire us. We only think that we need a job. Sometimes we only think up to that level. Of course, there are people for that. But there are other people who think beyond and think about creating. Think about creating. Because if you don't create to build your dream life, then you have to spend all your energy building someone's dream life. It is not bad. It's okay to build someone's dream life. But what you get out of it may not be enough. And so, whilst we still find jobs and look for jobs and get important jobs, there are good jobs that can change your life. We should think about creating. We should think about creating. There are more than 5 to 7 African countries in this class right now. Imagine we setting up businesses in all of these countries and you build your business, network with your colleagues. After a few years, you see how your businesses have grown. And together as a community, we can do things to impact all of Africa. We are more than 10 to 15 countries in all the classes and more. There are a lot we can do if we can upgrade ourselves in our thinking. So let's learn, let's plan our websites, have a vision about what you want to create, have a sketch, find the right theme and get onto it, choose a technology. You can write your code in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and these are very basic skills that every tech professional needs. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter what you are learning in tech. These are basic skills that you need. So there are some things, it's like those are things we learn in primary one. Every tech professional knows these things. You can't be ignorant. You can't be zero. You can't be someone who has no clue when we talk about these things. It doesn't mean you may be doing it every day or you'll be specialized in it, but these are fundamental skills that you've already done in class one. PHP is very powerful, very good to understand. MySQL and databases is extremely important. You cannot thrive in any field in tech without a deep understanding of databases and database management systems. When it comes to database management systems, we have MySQL, we have Oracle database, we have Postgres SQL, SQLite, SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server, and even the very, very basic Microsoft Access. Have you used Access to create a database before? Understanding the structure and the architecture of databases is very, very fundamental to tech. You need to understand the tables we create in databases, the fields and the records, and how we use databases in the real world. Thankfully, in this project, we have had a taste of working with databases because without databases, our websites are not going to work. Today, we have a NoSQL database platform or system like MongoDB, which is so interesting that you should know how it works. On Thursday, we'll be taking a lesson on database fundamentals, and it is so important. Someone wants to hack a company, it is their database they are looking for. For you to do data analytics, data science, machine learning, AI, you can't without databases. It's not possible without databases. On the cloud, we deploy databases. So whatever we do, we will need these fundamental skills. Content management systems are powerful platforms that allow us to create websites without writing code. It is not every website that you should build from scratch. It is not necessary to build every project from scratch. With WordPress and the right theme, you can build amazing websites without writing any code. And that is okay. It is completely okay for several projects. It is completely okay. More than 50% of websites online are built with CMS. WordPress alone covers over 43.5% as of 2024. WordPress alone. This means that more than half of the websites online are built with CMS. WordPress is a leader. There are a lot of websites also built with Joomla or Drupal or Wix. So maybe one day you can take a look at Joomla, which is the next popular CMS. It is a whole new world from WordPress. Once you get into it, you have to learn how it operates. It's a brand new world. Everything is different. The terminologies, the interface, everything is different. But then you can also use it to create websites. WordPress is the leader of all CMS, and WordPress is growing each and every day. Let's monetize our skills. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is revenue. And the knowledge you have gotten right now, you have made money. You are rich inside you. You just have to deploy it. You just have to deploy yourself, deploy your riches. You just have to make it happen. You've gotten what it takes. Let's choose the right theme and build the right project. So choosing the right theme is very, very important. And let's build the right project using the right theme. Let's customize it. Sometimes with one theme, if you customize it very well, you can use the same theme for multiple clients and there will be no problem whatsoever. Number one, it will look different for every client. For every project, it will look different for every project. You'll be able to work faster because you understand the theme in and out, because every theme requires a new learning curve. But one thing I want to emphasize is that anytime we are working on a project, we should never do shoddy jobs. Don't ever, ever do a shoddy job. For you to rise to the top, for you to make an impact, put your heart and soul into every single project. Let every project be meaningful to you. Let it be your personal quality. Let it be part of you. It doesn't matter who you are building it for. Let it be part of you. Let your works be the best. Those who stand out, this is how they think. This is how their minds work. They don't do anything that is done anyhow. Everything they do, every project is a masterpiece. If you have this attitude of excellence, let me tell you, you are going to attract a whole lot. You are going to attract a whole lot. So let's build up the best, and let's also learn customer service and give good services to our customers. Very, very important. So this particular business of running a tech company, there are two important parts that make it work. The tech skills to get a job done, and the customer service to keep your client. All right? Because with one client, you can generate revenue over and over and over and over from the same client if you do things well. Or you can be looking for new clients every day, which is not the best. Okay? You shouldn't lose your old client, because this can build a passive income system for you. So you need to make sure you provide these two things very well and prove to the world that you are a webmaster. Webmaster. A webmaster has several skills, has multiple tech skills, and is a right foundation to build upon to create a serious tech professional. As you're on your journey to become a tech pro, you need important skills that will give you confidence, make you good. We want to stand out. We want to be good. We want to be advanced. We need to learn hard. We need to learn hard. We need to go deeper. We need to go deeper. We need to learn very, very well. Sometimes the business of life and the issues of life distract us from learning and knowing things well. Sometimes we learn things, we forget everything. We don't know things well, and only other people are very good. But the time has come for us to be good. I'm even imagining a time where we will set up some special boot camp sessions where we dedicate some time to have back-to-back learning for a minimum of 7 days without doing anything else. Sometimes all you need is to just find some time and block the world out and focus on something at a deeper level and drill yourself into it. Sometimes you need about 30 days of uninterrupted period of learning and transformation. As a matter of fact, these 30 days I'm mentioning to you, if you can dedicate it to learning something, you can be more powerful and more experienced than someone who has spent 4 years in university. Sometimes we need some continuous routine of learning and working on projects and immersed into what we are doing at a deeper level that by the time we come out, we have changed. I'm even imagining times where we can implement something like this to build our skills at a powerful level because you have to be very good. You have to be good. You have to be very good. You have to be powerful. You have to be powerful. People must see you as a powerful person. I know people who have tried to learn and for years and years and years and years and years, they've not achieved anything. They only have the desire to learn and the desire to know, but they've not achieved anything because life is too busy and today this, tomorrow that, today here, tomorrow there, and this issue and that issue and that issue, and you just learn for 5 minutes and you forget, and 10 minutes, 1 hour, you forget, and a whole lot. And after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, still nothing. Sometimes we just have to be serious. Sometimes we just have to just commit to something very well and go deeper, come out as powerful people. I want you to be powerful. I want you to be powerful. This is a word I spoke to the morning class. You have to be powerful. Once you come out, you are going to do great things. You are going to do great things. You are going to make an impact, and you can be transformed in a way that it will change your life forever. There are some things when you go through them, when they happen to you, you'll be changed forever. The impact will be so recurring that it will never leave you. That is what I want for you. I want you to be good. I want you to be powerful. I want you to be powerful. I want you to be powerful. I don't know about you. If you want to be powerful, just put in the chat that I want to be powerful. Let me see someone who wants to be powerful. Just say, I want to be powerful. I want to be powerful. I want to be powerful. Yes, you can learn and be powerful. You can learn and transform your life. You can learn and be good. Yes, you can learn. Yes, you can learn. You can learn and be powerful. We have to, when you hear people talking about data science and AI and large language models and neural networks and people talking about advanced things, and you just look at how these people have advanced, you too can get there. It's because they have a strong foundation that they are building upon every day. There are some things without a foundation, you can't build upon them. So we need to build that foundation and we need to keep learning and be good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good that our impact and what we will do will be truly transformational in Africa. Yes, transformational in Africa. A time should come that we select exceptional people who came out of Rita Africa and exceptional people who are transforming Africa, exceptional people who are doing great things. And I want that to be you. I want that to be you. As we keep learning every day and keep working each and every day. Some of you have never missed a class. Some of you are following. Some of you are learning. We need to keep learning. Even if you miss a class, we can still catch up. Let's have the right attitude. Let's catch up. Let's keep learning. Let's keep building ourselves because we are going somewhere. We need to focus on learning. We need to focus on learning. We need to focus on learning. For 19 years, I've been learning and I've been working and I've been applying my skills. You can imagine where I have reached. We have to learn. It's not about the number of years. We have to learn, and the intensity we apply to learning and doing things and working on things, they help us build a good experience that we can transform the world with. So let's keep learning. Let's keep learning. Let's keep learning. And like I told you, don't wait for opportunity. You can create it. Let's upgrade our level of thinking to the creator level. To the creator level. The creator level. The creator level. It is said that God created you out of his image and likeness. And if he's a creator, you too, you're a creator. Let's be creators, creative people, creators, that we can create things, we can create businesses, we can create amazing things. We ourselves, we can create and we can do wonderful things. So today we want to talk about e-commerce. Let's talk about e-commerce and how it works and what it is, and understand how we can use WordPress for e-commerce. And it's very important to understand that when it comes to e-commerce in WordPress, there's one plugin that is used for e-commerce. And that plugin controls everything about online store, customer management, product management, orders, payment, shipping, everything. And that plugin is called WooCommerce. WooCommerce. If you can hear me, type WooCommerce in the chat. So building e-commerce with WordPress is easy. You just go through the same things we've been learning. You install your WordPress, you go ahead, install a good theme, install WooCommerce, and you take it from there. Everything is WooCommerce from there. So I'm going to play a short clip and then we'll get into WordPress, e-commerce. And as I'm preparing to play the video, I want you to tell me what is e-commerce. In your mind, what is e-commerce? Tell me what e-commerce is. You can put it in the chat whilst I play this video.
What? The term e-commerce means electronic commerce. It's a business model where businesses buy and sell goods by electronic means over the internet. E-commerce can be conducted over computers, tablets and smartphones, and as technology develops, other smart devices are added to the list, such as shopping via voice through things like Amazon's Alexa. E-commerce can either be a complement to a physical store or can be used as an alternative to having a bricks and mortar store altogether. According to Statista, $4.2 trillion was spent via e-commerce in 2020, and this is estimated to reach 6.3 trillion by 2024. Although this sounds a lot, in the UK, e-commerce accounts for around only 19% of overall retail sales. So there's still a long way to go before online sales outpace physical sales. Some of the biggest brands operate solely on an e-commerce basis. The most obvious business is Amazon, but others include Boohoo, Gymshark, and eBay. Plus, thousands of small businesses are utilizing e-commerce to sell products and services over platforms such as Shopify, Wix, and Etsy. E-commerce has changed the way people shop. This has meant that many retailers have some form of an online presence, which complements their physical stores. Just think of Apple, Sainsbury's, and Sports Direct, to name a few. So, why have so many businesses adopted an e-commerce business model? Let's have a look at the advantages and disadvantages of operating online. The first advantage, and most obvious, is that it can reduce overhead costs when compared to a physical store. This is why many independent and small businesses have been able to set up online. Upfront costs are much lower for a Shopify store compared to a physical building. Plus, the use of dropshipping, where the business owner doesn't even have to handle the products they are selling. This again has reduced costs by stopping the need to store goods in a warehouse, as the products go straight from the manufacturer to the customer. Another benefit of this is that it reduces the risk of starting a business, as there are much lower startup costs involved, and many choose to start these businesses as a side hustle before they take the risk and quit their day jobs. A third benefit is that it allows the business to have access to a much larger amount of potential customers, as e-commerce can have a global reach. Without an online presence, businesses may only be able to sell to people close to their physical store, whereas e-commerce allows sales to be made globally. Furthermore, there are no closing times when operating online. You can sell at any time of the day or night, in any time zone, with 24/7 availability. And finally, there are a variety of payment options in terms of card payments, PayPal, and now even cryptocurrencies. This is convenient for customers, but also great for business, as these options mean that the business receives payment at the same time as the purchase is made. But also, things such as one-click payment on websites makes the process much simpler for the customer and puts less thinking time between the purchase, meaning higher conversion rates and higher sales. But, like most things, there are always disadvantages, and this is true for e-commerce. The first disadvantage is that there are more competitors, as other retailers in your sector are also taking advantage of the benefits of e-commerce. This has meant that customers can also compare prices easily without having to travel to another store, as they can simply open a new tab, browse a competitor's website, or even use a price comparison site to check your product against others. Another disadvantage is that it is a totally different business model compared to running a physical store, and therefore the business needs employees with the skills to operate an e-commerce business. The site needs maintenance, but it can also break down or be hacked, which can put your whole business out of operation. Finally, if a physical product is purchased online, then customers have to wait for the item to be delivered. Although Amazon have managed to cut delivery times dramatically to same-day deliveries in some cases, customers still have to wait for their goods, and in a lot of cases have to pay for delivery, which is a negative for the consumer.
All right. So let's talk about e-commerce and how we can use WordPress to build e-commerce. When we say e-commerce, e-commerce is simple, just like we've heard in the video. It's a type of business model that focuses on doing commercial transactions online. E-commerce stands for electronic commerce. So a time came, people realized that the internet can also be used for commerce, for buying and selling, for trading, for transactions. And those who were fascinated by it got into it. Just like I mentioned, Jeff Bezos actually quit his job to get into it. He didn't wait to succeed before quitting his job. As a matter of fact, he had a good job. He and his wife, they both quit just because they were fascinated like this. They borrow some money from their parents and they started. Little by little, they kept on building. They found a name. They started selling. They chose to sell books at first, and now they are ruling the world. Before Elon Musk takes over, Jeff Bezos has been the richest man in the world. Jack Ma has also been the richest man in China. How? Through e-commerce. He was fascinated by this. And he understood that this can work. He got into it. Today, a lot of people are into e-commerce. Maybe you've not thought about it. Maybe you've not thought in that direction, but a lot of people are in e-commerce. And today, there are even manufacturers and factories that are selling products to store owners, online store owners, at a very, very, very cheap amount. And even some people without online stores have connected with such suppliers and they are buying and shipping product from China and a lot of places at very, 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 very small amounts, low, low prices, and are selling. Some things that are sold for up to $100, they get them less than $10. Unbelievably so. So the e-commerce market is really, really a field that people have gotten into. As webmasters, we build a platform to make e-commerce happen, whether for ourselves or for our clients. It is important to understand that when it comes to e-commerce in WordPress, we use WooCommerce. WooCommerce is an open source plugin for WordPress and it allows you to manage your online store. So what I'm going to do is to take us quickly through the process of setting up an e-commerce website. And so let me open to our project folder. And then we create a project folder for e-commerce. So let's call this e-commerce retastore.com. So retastore.com is empty. We can build a website right now. Let's find WordPress and install it. So we just find WordPress, open to Retastore. Where's Retastore? Just paste it, extract it as usual. So we can extract and let it give us the WordPress files. Definitely, we know that we will need a database. And so let's go ahead and go to phpMyAdmin. So localhost phpMyAdmin, and let's create a database. All right, so with the WordPress files extracted, we can move it right into the Retastore, and we will just go ahead and create a database. So let's create a database. Let's call it online store DB. And then let's click on create. Then over here, we'll just come and run localhost / retastore.com. And we'll just go ahead and install WordPress like this. So over here, the username is root. Since it's localhost, we don't need any password. And it's very, very easy and straightforward to install WordPress. You've seen how I just installed it. So if not for the XAMPP issue, this wouldn't be an issue at all. So I just click on run installation. I need to provide an email here so I can say admin@retailafrica.com. And you click on login. So here you enter admin and then your password and you are in. So this is how we've been installing WordPress all the time, and this is simple. And so please, it is important to back up your files in case of anything, and you shouldn't be worried if anything happens, just make sure you back up your database and your files. And so inside your XAMPP, we know htdocs as our local host. So this is where all your websites are. They are safe over here, no problem. Your database, if XAMPP is not starting, this means you cannot access your admin. So if you're wondering how you can back up your database are also in this folder called MySQL. So I believe I mentioned this to you some time ago, MySQL. Once you open it, there's a folder called data, and you can see all your databases here. Over here, they are not in SQL, they are in the raw um, InnoDB or MariaDB files or MySQL files. So these are all the database files. So you just have to store these files somewhere. Once you restore your XAMPP, you can just move these files back to your XAMPP and everything will work. So nothing should be lost at all. Even if you cannot access your MySQL admin, you can have access to your database right here. All right. So over here, let me see the website we have right now. And we can see that we have a 2024 theme over here. And what we want to do is to build an online store. And we've talked about WooCommerce already. So I'm going to use a free theme to install for this and build an online store. And so what I'm going to do right now is to go to Appearance and Themes. And then we click on Add New Theme. And let's just search for a free theme, e-commerce, and install one of them. Let's pick this one here, e-commerce shop. Click on Install. And then it installs and you activate it. Activate it. All right. So this is the way to go. All right. And I'm going to take a second here to mention certain things to you as well. In case you have a theme that you have installed, so if you come to themes, you see all your themes here. And in case there's one particular theme you don't want to use, you want to delete it, there's a way to delete your theme. So I'm going to show you how to delete a theme. Now with WordPress, as you work with WordPress, you get to understand how it works fully. You understand that we have our posts here for our articles. We have pages here for managing the pages of the website, comments here where we access the comments, and appearance. Yesterday, we talked about themes, we talked about customized, we talked about widgets, we talked about menus, and then some themes may add additional ones here. But another one we spoke about was a theme file editor here, very, very important, where you can edit the code. Also, we have plugins, and with plugins, you can easily install plugins. We have users where you create accounts for those who will use. Tools, sometimes we come to tools to import some data. And then settings, yesterday we spoke about general, we spoke about reading, and then we spoke about one more. I'm not going to mention it, but I want to see if anybody remembers the last one under settings that we spoke about yesterday. So if you know it, just put it in the chat for me. If you remember the menu we visited yesterday and we spoke about are very important in WordPress. And when we go online, we are going to use it. Without it, we cannot even publish our work online. So anybody who remembers it, once you go to settings, there's one of them that we will use. So I don't know if anybody remembers it. All right. So while you are thinking about it, let's go back to our Rita store and let me explain something very, very important to you over here. All right. So WordPress, let me just remove this. This is not part of our image. WordPress has these files and directories here that they use to manage all their files. So the entire file management of WordPress are in this. If you understand WordPress well, you know that you can configure your databases when you use this particular file This particular file we call WP config. And you remember that we've used WP config a number of times. So this WP config is really important. It's an important file you'll be using. Your index file is important. That's what controls your home page. WP includes is very, very important. It contains a lot of assets and resources and dependencies that WordPress works on. And so you don't even have to touch it. WP admin is what controls the backend. One day you may come to admin to make some few changes, but for now, just forget about it completely. One important directory is this one here. I don't know if you can see my screen. What is the name of this directory? Please put it in the chat for me. If I'm audible, I don't even know if you are hearing me. What's the name of this directory here? All right. Okay, fine. So when it comes to WordPress, this directory is one of the most important directories because it controls all the files about everything you are doing in WordPress. This folder called plugins, all your plugins will be here. The moment we install plugins, you will see that the plugins will appear over here. Here, themes, all your themes are here. Remember, we just installed this theme, BB e-commerce store, that is it here. If you delete this theme, it will delete from your backend. This is how we actually delete themes. When it comes to WordPress, you don't even have access to delete a theme from the backend here. It's not possible. To delete a theme, you need to go to here into this directory and delete this folder. Once you delete this folder, the theme is gone. Apart from that, another folder here, very, very important, called uploads. This is what contains all your images that you ever upload. So all the images you upload in WordPress, they will all come here. So as you are working on projects, when you go to media library and you keep uploading, they'll be here. So if you ever need to go through the WordPress directories, this is one place you may come to. Themes, uploads, plugins to handle certain things. There are some themes that may cause your website not to work. So you can't even access your backend. You can't even access your website because the themes are out of date. You can come to this folder, come to plugins. Sorry, I'm talking about plugin. Come to plugins and delete the infected plugin and your website will come back. So with time, you realize that you'll be exploring WordPress at this level. All right, so back to this project. After installing the theme, it is asking us to install some required plugins. Actually, I think this is the theme I want to use, the BB e-commerce store. So let me activate it. When I installed the e-commerce shop, it came with this. So I don't know how I got two things out of one. No problem. So I've activated this, but I still need to install some recommended plugins. So when it comes to using e-commerce, we're using WordPress for e-commerce. Like I said, it is very straightforward. First, install your WordPress, like we just did. Then install a theme. So just now we've done only two things, WordPress and themes. That's all. Now you need to install the plugins you will need. Right now, they are giving me two plugins to install. One plugin here is called Iptana WordPress Website Builder. Another one, after Tachu, now we have Iptana. I don't know where they keep getting the names from. But let's install Iptana 1. Let's click on it to install. It is done. Let's go back and install Iptana 2. Now that we've installed the required plugins, we need to activate them. So we can activate them one by one or select them together. Come here, click on activate, and then apply. So let me go back and try and activate them one by one and see. So let's just go back like this. All right. So I'm sure they have activated. I'll check. But then after activating them, we can see that Itana is asking us to install something here. What do you see here? What do you see here? Let me know in the chat if you can see that. What do you see here? I'm seeing some ad here. I don't need it. Let me just close it. All right. So the process is simple. Don't mix anything because of the breakages. It's just installing WordPress, installing a theme, installing the plugins. After installing Iptana is telling us to install the WooCommerce. And WooCommerce, like we mentioned, is the tool for e-commerce on WordPress. The tool for e-commerce on WordPress. So when it comes to WordPress, e-commerce is what we use to do the work. WooCommerce is what we use to do the work. Without WooCommerce, you cannot do e-commerce with WordPress. And so what I'm going to do right now is to let you see a short clip about WooCommerce, few less than 2 minutes, and then we will install the WooCommerce and use it. The moment we install it, you'll realize that our store is built and we can go ahead and start adding product to our store. So let me share this and then.
Welcome to WooCommerce, a simple, powerful, and extendable e-commerce platform for WordPress. If you need absolute control over your shop, starting with what you sell and how your shop looks, all the way through to advanced features and scalability, look no further. No matter what you're selling or how much you're selling, the possibilities are infinite and endless. Let's imagine you've just started screen printing t-shirts. With your first collection ready for printing, you want to sell these great designs online. No matter the variations they come in, WooCommerce can handle it. Set up the sizes and colors once, and you can add new shirts as quickly as they come off of the press. How about your band's new album? Are you wanting to sell downloads of your album altogether, or each song individually? Or for the die-hard fans, you could even sell your album on vinyl. All of the above can be accomplished with WooCommerce out of the box. If you've also been meaning to get an affiliate business off the ground, you've hit the trifecta with WooCommerce, as you can resell others' products on your own site too. While selling your products can be fun, we've also got you covered in all the other aspects of e-commerce. WooCommerce will grow with you as you add more products, earn more customers, and receive more orders. You can even let your customers pay however they'd like. Offer check, cash on delivery, credit cards via PayPal, and more, with a vast collection of other gateway integrations available. WooCommerce can calculate shipping costs and tax rules automatically for your customers too. Offer free shipping, flat rates, local pickup, and more out of the box. Add in our extensions and you can have shipping rules based on weight and quantity, or offer FedEx or UPS. There are integrations for every country and even extensions for order fulfillment. If you are worried about tracking your product stock, inventory tracking is built right in. WooCommerce will let you know when it's time to restock. There are also sleek-looking reports available that give you insight into your shop's heartbeat. This all is also quickly accessed on the go from our mobile app. With a glance, you can stay on top of your business's day-to-day happenings. Are you catching our point yet here? You can sell anything and sell it beautifully with WooCommerce, no matter the size of your shop or budget. It's open source and freely available. Own your store and be ready to sell right away with WooCommerce today.
All right. So WooCommerce allows us to do all of this. And so once we install WooCommerce, you can control the entire shop. WooCommerce controls the entire shop, from products to orders to customers to shipping to everything. And the moment we activate WooCommerce, you will see that we'll get certain features over here. So let me click on this to activate. And the moment we click on activate, we can see that WooCommerce is activated, and we can see it here. We can also see products, we can see payments, we can see orders, customers, coupons, reports, settings. We can see product categories, tags, attributes, everything we need. So now that we have this, let's go to our store and see what we will discover. So after activating the theme, we have something beautiful over here. And we can see that we can see that it is displaying some blog post over here. So I want to switch from this blog post into one particular page that controls the shop. So there's a page here that you can see shop, but on my home page, I am seeing blog post. What can I do to switch my home page from the blog post into my products? Who can tell me what we can do? I asked you a question about the settings. Nobody has told me the answer yet. This is a second question. How can we switch our home page from this blog page to our products page where our products are? Because this is not a blog. We are not supposed to post articles here. So let me see what you will give me. I can see two people trying to answer. All right. So Solomon says the first question was permalinks. All right. So that was the first question I asked Solomon. We are now answering it for permalinks. At least you've done it. Caleb says settings, readings. Prosper says permalink. All right. So under settings, we have permalink. That was what I was asking. But right now, just like Caleb said, we are going to reading. And in reading, we are going to discover that our homepage displays our latest post. This is not what we want. So what we want to do is to set it to static and choose our shop page from here. That's all we will do. We will come down and save changes. And as our saving changes, we'll go to our store, refresh, and we can see that this is it. We have no products yet, but at least we have our store right here that we can include certain products. All right. So let me come here back to WooCommerce, and WooCommerce can allow you to have some configurations as well. For example, they're asking you, welcome to Woo, and they're saying that it's great to have you here with us. We will be guiding you through the setup process. First, answer a few questions to tailor your experience. So I agree, set up my store. And which of these best describes you? I'm just starting my business. I'm already selling. I'm setting up a storefront. So let's choose I'm just starting. I click continue, ask me for the name of the store. I provided what type of product you want to sell. So WooCommerce is trying to help you to configure your store. Remember, WooCommerce manages the entire store. So what do we want to sell? So we have clothing and accessories, we have food and drinks, we have electronics, computers, health and beauty, and we have so much more. So let's just choose the first one, clothing and accessories. Where is your store located? You can choose where your store is located. Email address, provide an email address. You can opt in for tips. Continue. So let's see what WooCommerce will do. Now, WooCommerce is saying that they want to help us to install some free features. I don't think we need them now. Later on, you can look through them and install some of them, like this Google sales with drive sales with Google WooCommerce. I think it's good. And then reach your customers with MailPoint or MailChimp. Also good, but I'm going to disable them and continue. And it says some Woo facts. The Woo team is made up of 350 talented individuals distributed across 30 countries. Wow, that's wonderful. So they brought me to my store. They said I should start customizing. So what I'm telling you is that this is how we build e-commerce with WordPress. This is how we build e-commerce. And they are asking me to choose a theme. I have a theme. This means that you can actually start your e-commerce by just installing WooCommerce. WooCommerce will allow you to even browse a lot of themes. There are a lot of free themes you can browse that WooCommerce can even give you. So this Astra is free. Some of these ones are for sale, but Astra is free. Let me click on it and see. You can purchase for free. I'm not going to purchase anything right now, but this means that you can just build your e-commerce by installing WooCommerce without even a theme. WooCommerce can help you to get a theme, install it, and you are good to go. You can design your own theme. or you can just customize the theme that we already had. So when I came here, I saw that customized theme. So we could have customized our existing theme, or we could have chosen a theme. So they encountered an issue while setting up the foundation. Fine, no problem. Let me see what has happened to my this now. So they reset this, no problem. But at least you can see that because of WooCommerce, carts and all these things are here. So what I'm going to do right now, I can click on customize, but not, let me just go back to our dashboard and just go and activate my theme again. So let me just activate my theme again. Let me check here, and it's still loading the blog. So I will just go to settings, reading, and I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to save. So over here, you can see that once I refresh, I have my store, and whoa, they give me some products already. Okay, at least for my demonstration, it has saved me some time. The process of going through that has given me some products. For your real shop, you will not need this. You have to add your product one by one. So once we go back to WooCommerce, it is asking us to add product. So adding product is the next thing you need to do. You can simply come to product and click on add product. And over here, this is where you add your product. So we'll be adding a few products to see how the store is. So today we are building the foundation to set up an e-commerce store, set up the WordPress, set up the theme, set up WooCommerce, and add some products. Tomorrow we will spend time working on the payments and the shipping, and we'll be done. So by tomorrow we'll be done with all of this. So to add a product, you provide your product name here. Let's look for a store that we can use to add a product. I don't know what is a popular e-commerce store in Kenya. Who can tell us any popular e-commerce store, online store in Kenya? For Ghana, we have Jumia. Nigeria, they say Jumia is number one. In Kenya, Jumia again. Interesting. All right. So right now I'm using a phone stand. I ordered it from Jumia. Once you order, they'll deliver. I have a tripod. I ordered from Jumia. It's here right now. I'm looking at it right now. I ordered it from Jumia. So Nigeria in the morning class, they told me Jumia is the leading online store. So they are doing well. Their business model is great. They are doing well. So let's find any product from Jumia and let's try and sell on our website. So let's look for fashion and let's find something we can use. So anything, let's click on this. This looks like a beautiful shirt for Caleb. So Caleb, I have a shirt for you. This particular product is a variable product. Okay, so you can buy by size, like small, or you can buy by medium, large, extra large, extra large. You people have no idea what my size is. You only see my face, you don't see my size. One day you'll see my size. So when I come here, I'll choose my size. Sometimes you choose your color and then your size. Those type of products, we call them variable products. So to add to your shop, first you need to get the name of the product. So you come to add product, you put it here. And then very important, you need to know the price. So this product was 130 Ghana cedis, but now they are selling it 85 to 98. I don't know which is which. And so when you come here, you have to choose the type of product, simple product. You can put the regular price here, 130. And let's say right now it is 95 over here. So once you do this, they will publish it and they will give you the price as a sale price, because once you do this, it means there's a promotion There's a discount and there's a sale price. Then I can come down here for the description. I have the description right here for the product details. I can copy it and over here, paste it right here. And I can set all of these things. So when it comes to setting up an online store or adding your products, there are different types of products and different ways to add products. And so when it's time to build a website, you need to find out how to exactly add the right type of product you are selling. For what I'm adding now, it is even a variable product, but I'm adding it as a simple product right now. And we could have used what we call variable products. So variable product means the product is in variation. Even as a simple product, we can go to attribute and set it as a variable product. If it's a virtual product that you don't have to send any physical good, you can check here and you can sell the virtual product right here, provide descriptions, and they can buy something that is virtual. If it's something downloadable, you can select here, upload the file here, and they can pay and download. If it's a physical product, you have to go through this process and add it. So WooCommerce controls everything. Let me just go ahead and add the main photo. I'm going to add this. So I'm just going to save this one. Over here, I'm going to save this as 2. Save this as 3. I think that's enough for now. Then I'll come here and then the product image, I'll click on this and I'm going to select what I just downloaded. So I will just select what I just downloaded in my downloads. So let me just go to downloads and just pick number 1 as the main product image. Here, I set it, and then you can also create a gallery here. For the gallery, good for me. I'm going to add all the 3 as part of my gallery, and they are all selected already. If not, you can press Control and select them one by one and add to gallery, and they are part of your gallery. So you also have to set a category, very important. So here I can add a category and see this is clothing. Under clothing, I can create a child category and say this is men and set a parent as clothing. This means when I click on add clothing, I'll have men under clothing, which can categorize the product. Let me go ahead and publish it now. And once we come back to Retail Store, we refresh and we can see that the product is right here and it's on sale because of the discount we provided. So right now it is already working. The store is built. You can control orders. You can control customers. Customers can add to cart. They can add to carts. They can view their cart. They can control the quantity they need, see their total, proceed to checkout. So tomorrow, what we'll be doing is to work on the checkout page, how they can now come here, create their customer account and select their payment details, and they are done. Today, let's look at some more details about adding product. There are different types of products and different ways to go about adding product. So this simple product that we have, it could have been a variable product because, for example, to buy this, you need to choose a size. So this can be controlled down here under attributes. You can set your attributes here, for example, size. So you can set your size. Then here you can just say small. They say over here you can see some text says you should separate it with a pipe here or vertical bar. So small, you can say vertical, sorry, small, large, extra large, medium, whatever. You can set all of them here. So you can save them here. And then now that they are saved, you can see them here. When you visit this here, They will show somewhere in the description. You can see our categories showing. They will show somewhere that you have these variations, but this doesn't convert into them buying by that variation yet. But there are still more settings you can do to allow them to see those variations. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is that I want us to quickly go through a short video. Time has beaten us a little. And this particular video will take us through how to add diverse kinds of products. So I'm just doing this so that we will complete our video recording. Later, you can refer to it if you need to add some products, because all of these are different settings when it comes to different types of products, like group products, like variable products, and other things, even affiliate products. You can't be selling products from another store. So you can use your affiliate link here, enter the product, and they can buy through your website and go to the main store to go and buy, and you get your commission. So all of these are controlled here. So today's lesson is about setting up, getting introduced to WooCommerce, adding products. Tomorrow, we'll talk about checkout and payments. And the last thing I'm going to do is to play a video. This video is very detailed and it's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes, but it gives us all the information we need to know how to add videos, add products to WooCommerce. And that's all we are covering today. After that, tomorrow we will just go ahead and look at payment processing and shipping and delivery. So let me quickly share that video and then we will watch. We include it in our video recording and then we end the lesson. Tomorrow, we will take it from there and move on to the next stage. So I'm going to share my screen right now and allow us to watch this.
In this video, I am going to teach you how to add products to a WooCommerce store. There are a lot of different settings and variables with adding products, so I want to just walk you through all of the steps to make sure that you're adding your products correctly to your website. The first thing that you'll want to do is go to the Products tab, and then to add a new product, you'll hit Add New. Before we get started with adding our product name and our description, I want to scroll down to this area here, because this will determine what we need to do to add our product. We need to figure out what type of product we are going to add. And there's a few different options available in this dropdown. We have a simple product, which means there's no variations at all. So that would be maybe a coffee mug. There's no variations in color or size or anything like that. So that would be a simple product. Now you can also do a grouped product. So a grouped product is kind of like a bundle of different things together. So that would be another option as well. We have an external or affiliate product. So if we click this, what you do is actually put in a link to an external site. So if you're selling something, let's say on Amazon, you can put the product URL to Amazon here, and then on the website front end, it would take you right to Amazon so you can buy the product. You wouldn't actually use WooCommerce's checkout system. Another option is a variable product. A variable product would be anything that has any sort of variation. So for example, if you are selling a t-shirt, a variation could be the size of the t-shirt, small, medium, large, extra large, for example. Another variation could be the color. If you have different colors, you would put those variations in there. So if you're selling something with variations, you definitely want to select a variable product so you can add those variations in instead of adding them as multiple different products on the site. You want to do it this way instead, and we'll get more into that a little later. You can also do simple subscriptions or variable subscriptions as well. So this is something that if you are selling maybe some sort of bundle subscription service, you would want to choose that as your product. So before we get started on anything, we want to determine what type of product we are going to add to the site and select that appropriate drop down here. So I'm just going to go back to simple product and we'll start with that. And we're just going to go up to the top again and we'll just add our product name. I'm just going to call this coffee mug. And then down below, you can add your description. I recommend adding as many details as possible to this area. Give people a clear idea of what it is that you're selling. Scrolling back down to this area, we have the simple product selected and we will go to the general tab. The general tab is where you'll put your pricing. So the regular price of the coffee mug, let's say it's $15. If we wanted to include a sale price, we could put that here. Let's say I wanted to put this coffee mug on sale for $12 and I wanted to schedule that sale. Well, I type in 12 here and then I hit schedule and I have an option to select a date for the sale. So from and to, so you can put in when it starts and when it ends. So that's a pretty cool feature that's built right into WooCommerce. So now that our general tab is filled out, the next tab we'll move on to is inventory. This is where you will put in your SKU number, and this is where you can manage your stock as well. So I'm going to put in my SKU as coffee mug. You can really put in whatever you want. If you are using a third-party service to manage your inventory like Square or Stripe or any other POS system, you want to make sure that the SKU numbers match in order to sync the inventory properly. For this example, I'm not using that, so I'm just going to put in this as my SKU, and then I will click Manage Stock, and this allows me to say how many items I have in stock. So when people buy the items, this number will change. So if somebody bought the coffee mug, it would change from 5 to 4 on the front end, so people will know that there's only 4 left in stock. You can also allow for back orders. By default, it's do not allow, but you can select allow but notify customer or just allow. And what this will do is let people buy things that are out of stock. The last option under inventory is this sold individually button. If you check that, you can enable this to only allow one item to be bought. So people wouldn't be allowed to buy more than one of this coffee mug if I had that checked. The next tab is shipping. Now, shipping is obviously for items that are physical products that you need to ship out. If you are using virtual or downloadable products, which you would check here if that is the case, you don't have to worry about this. But in this case, for our coffee mug, we do need to add some information in terms of shipping. So we will put in the weight and then we'll put in the dimensions of the box that this will be shipped in. You want to make sure that you're putting in information as accurately as possible because that helps determine the shipping rates. So you'll put in that information in here. So another option you have is to set a shipping class. If you do have shipping classes set up in WooCommerce settings, they would show up in here and you can select those for the particular product. The next tab is linked products. Linked products allow you to upsell and cross-sell different items in your store. So with upsells, you can search for different products and say on your product page that these are products that you might be interested in buying. So let's add a couple different things in here. So I'm just going to type in some products that I already have in my store. If you just start typing in the title, it will show up. So it's kind of cool that they have this feature. So I'm just going to add 3 different products that are in here. And I'm just going to go ahead and publish this right now so we can see kind of how things are looking. Even though we are far from done, I just want to show you what this looks like. So you can see that this is pretty much the generic WooCommerce page template. We still have to add our image and a lot of information, but if we scroll down to this area, this is where our upsells are. So it adds it to the bottom, and this is just kind of more incentive for people to shop. Cross sells work similarly to the upsells. You just search for products and you can add those in. With cross sells, what they recommend for those is to add items that would work well with whatever it is that you're selling. So since I'm selling a coffee mug, if I had a product that was coffee, maybe we would add that to this section. So that's kind of the difference. What upsells are generally like more expensive items. Cross sells are things that kind of work well together. The next tab is attributes. Attributes are for variable products. If you are adding a simple product, you won't have to worry about this. But if you are doing a variable product, this is where you put in those variations. So with variable products, you're going to add your sizes, different colors, anything that could be a variation. You would add that right here. You hit add, and this comes up. So you would name your variation. I'm just going to do size, and you would want to say visible on the product page and used for variation. So check both of those boxes, and then you can put in your different sizes. So if I had different sized coffee mugs, I could do small, and then you want to do the pipe symbol, and then large. When you save those attributes, it will save into this area. You can expand upon this and you can see that they're added in. And then the next step is to go to variations and create the variations. So when you click on variations, if you go to this drop down and say create variations from all attributes and hit go, it will create different items for you with different SKU numbers. So you'll see what happens. When you hit expand, you have the small coffee mug where you can add in all your different information here. So you can put in a different SKU number, you can put in different pricing, different weights, everything becomes different. And then for the large coffee mug, same thing. You can do all of the different variations for that product in here. You'll want to make sure that you put in your price because it won't work unless there is a price for each item. So we're going to put in $15 for this one, and we'll put in $15 here as well. I'm just going to go ahead and hit update so I can show you on the front end how things look. So now you can see we have an option for size. So we can choose either small or we can choose large. And once I put in additional information, more things will change, but we're getting somewhere, as you can see. I'm back on the variations tab so I can show you how to customize each variation. Within this tab, you can add different pictures, different SKU numbers, different pricing, different everything for each variation. So I've gone ahead and done that already for my 2 variations. So for the small coffee mug, I added a picture, I added a different SKU number, and I went ahead and added pricing, weight, dimensions, and a description for each. So you can see that in here. Going to the front end, let me show you what happens when I select the different options. If I choose small, you see how the picture changes, and then we also have a short description for the product here. Down below, we have some information about the weight, dimensions, and sizes as well. If I select large, you can see how the picture changed again, the description changed, and the information down here also change. Now that we've gone over variations, the next tab is advanced. The advanced tab allows for purchase notes that you can send to your customers. It also allows you to change the menu order, so you can display it on your shop page in a different location if you select this. You also have the option to enable or disable reviews by checking this button. So if people wanted to leave a review for the product, you can allow that to happen. You can see on the front end that the reviews tab is right here, and this will allow people to leave their review for the product. The last tab is get more options, and this just kind of promotes some different add-ons and plugins that you can use on WooCommerce sites to give you more options. So that's something that you might want to check out if you are interested in getting your store to do more things, or you just want to make things a little bit easier for you. There's a lot of different extensions to WooCommerce. If you run a WooCommerce store, you probably already know that. So this is just kind of a way to promote some cool things that you can do. Scrolling down towards the bottom, this is where you can put in a short description of your product if you want to. Depending on your theme or what you're using to build your WooCommerce store, this may or may not show. But if you do have that enabled, this is where you would put that. This is just kind of like a short blurb, and the longer description is where you would put in every detail. This last section is for reviews. I just talked about how you can enable reviews for products, and this is where they'll show up if somebody leaves a review. And this is kind of like the comments section on the blog. If you have that enabled, you can respond to comments. If it is a spam comment, you can mark it as such and just kind of manage the reviews in here. Let's move over to this right column. Product categories, you can set categories for your products in here. It's very similar again to the way the blog works in adding categories. You would just tick the appropriate category, and if you need to add a new one, you just hit add new, and then you would type in the category and select a parent category if appropriate, then hit the add new category button. You can also tag products if you want to get more specific. An organization, you can do that as well. And then the product image is where you'll set your product image, and your product gallery is where you will add any additional photos that you might have. So let me set a product image here. This kind of works like the thumbnail does for blog posts. You would put your product image here. This is kind of like the featured image for your product, and then underneath you can add additional photos to a gallery. If I scroll up to the top and hit update on this, let me show you what things look like on the front end. So now you can see I have my main image showing up when I land on the page, and underneath we have these different thumbnails. If I click on this one, it changes up here. And there's also this zooming effect that's built into WooCommerce, so people can zoom in really closely on products, which could be very beneficial if you are selling something that has some intricate details that people want to look at. I've added some additional details to my product, which you can now see on the front end. So we have our product short description here. Down below, we have a long description, and I even added a review so you can see what that looks like. Before I wrap this video up, I want to go over virtual and downloadable products and how we add that information. We're going to scroll back down to this section here. Virtual products or downloadable products are under the simple product category, so you can see that there are these check boxes here. If we have a virtual product, we will check this box here. What that does is it eliminates anything related to shipping, because this is a virtual product. People aren't going to need to worry about putting in their shipping information or anything like that, and you're not going to have to worry about adding the information in terms of shipping because there's nothing to be shipped. So you would just want to check that box if you have any virtual products that you're selling on the site. Things like courses or coaching sessions, stuff like that would be considered a virtual product. A downloadable product is a little bit different. If we click on this, you can see how there is now this downloadable files box that comes up under our general tab. What you would do when you have a downloadable product is add the file here. So you would upload a PDF, a document, whatever it is that you're selling to this area here. You would also set any download limits and any expiry dates, if there are some, for when people can download the product. You would set all of that up, and upon checkout, once somebody has paid for the product, they get redirected to the link to download their file. So all of this happens within the WooCommerce checkout system. So it's pretty cool, but I just wanted to cover both of these things because there are additional steps when you do virtual or downloadable products that you have to take into consideration when setting up your products in WooCommerce. I hope that you found this video helpful. I know that there is a lot of different settings within WooCommerce in terms of adding products to the site. So going through this video, I hope that you got some clarity and you now know the best way to add products to your site. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
All right, so what we'll do right now, let's look at the attributes over here. So over here, it says that the product attributes are the properties that describe a product. The product attribute varies from one to another as much as people are different from each other. They include details such as the variation, colors, and other features. All of this information enables shoppers to find, compare, and choose products. So these are product attributes. And so for this particular product, you can see that it allows you to choose different sizes, different colors. All those are different attributes. All right, so let me play a short clip about the attributes, and then we will see what we can add.
With all the settings to get your store running covered, there's 3 more things to explain before we create products. Those are product categories, tags, and attributes. To start, hover over products. You'll be able to see all of your products, add new products, then manage categories, tags, and attributes. We'll cover creating products in another video, so let's jump into categories first. This is where we'll add product categories that we can later put products in. While you are able to also create product categories when creating a product, you won't have all the options like customizing the slug, writing a description, or adding an image, etc. Just as you create categories for normal posts in WordPress, creating a product category is very similar with a few added options. Start by naming the product category. We'll add one called Posters. For the slug, you can write your own if you like. Otherwise, WordPress will automatically use the name as the slug. The parent dropdown lets you nest a product category if you want. For example, you can nest hoodies and t-shirt categories under a clothing parent category. You can leave it as none if it doesn't need nested. The description field, as the name gives away, lets you describe your category. This is useful if you'll be offering a way to shop products by categories. Depending on your setup and theme used, the category description is often shown to customers if they browse products by categories. The display type lets you choose how to display your categories to customers. The options being default, which uses the default category display setting from within the products display sub-menu settings. Products, which will show all of your products. Subcategories, only showing your subcategories within the main category. Or finally both, showing all products as well as the category thumbnails for the subcategories. Essentially an avenue to further filter the main category by showing the subcategory thumbnails. Finally, you can upload a thumbnail for your product category. This is especially useful if you choose a display type that shows subcategories, or your theme displays a grid with the product categories. Select Add New Category, and you are set with a new post or product category. Now let's head into the tags. Again, just like tags work on your normal posts, product tags are much the same. You can name the tag, give it a slug, and write a description. Tags can be useful if you wanted to offer another way to navigate products outside of categories. Tags can be used in navigation menus and can even show up on the products themselves, which if selected will then show all products with the same tag. Lastly, under attributes we can define extra product data to use in things like variations. And speaking of variations, attributes are required when you create a variable product. Let's then pretend that your store sells shirts and create an attribute here for size. First to note, when creating an attribute here, it's considered a global attribute, meaning it can be used on any product. So within the size attribute, we're going to put the 3 common sizes that all of our shirts are available in. That way we can use a global attribute to give us a head start on the sizes. Start by naming this attribute, in this case size. You can then give it a slug, enable archives, and choose a type. First, if you enable archives, it'll let your customers browse by product attributes. For example, add the WooCommerce layered nav widget to your store, and in our case, choose the size attribute. Your customers can then filter by their size to see what shirts are available. In the type dropdown, you have the option select or text. We're going to choose select as we want to create pre-configured sizes to use when creating a product. Text lets you enter your own sizes for the product. With the last setting, you can set the default sort order. This determines the sort order of the terms on the front end of your shop. We're going to leave it set as custom order as we want to be able to drag and drop the sizes into order from small to large. The other options are by name and term ID. Select add attribute and we can then add terms. In the top right, select configure terms to get started. This will take us to where we can add sizes or our terms to the size attribute. We'll just add 3, small, medium, and large. As before, name your term, give it a slug, and write a description. Normally the description isn't shown, but some themes may show it. Select add new size and repeat until all sizes are added. Now you are all set with product categories, tags, and attributes. Check out our video covering creating a product if you're ready. Thanks for watching.
So it's very simple. So to build an e-commerce, first install WordPress, second install your theme, third install WooCommerce, fourth add your products. Once you add your products, next let's look at WooCommerce and go to others and see what we have here. So it's going to be found over here. So once we complete how the payment should be done, we will include how the others should also be. Let's see customers. So all the customers who register on your website, you can see them here as well. So far we have no customers, only one customer admin. So once they register to buy, before you buy, you fill a form, their details will be stored. Let's see reports. So the report tells you your sales. So in the last 7 days, these are your sales last month, this year, this month. You can get some data analytics from here. Let's see the settings here. All right, so yourself, this is where you do your settings. So tomorrow actually we'll come here to do a lot of settings here. So the country is here, your postal code, selling location, you are selling to all countries. So what you control here will actually happen on the site. You can sell to specific countries. And people from those locations, once they visit the site, they will see what you allow them to see. Shipping locations, you choose where shipping should go. Default customer location, taxes, enable coupons. Wow, you can enable coupons and all that. Currency, this is where you choose your currency. Position, of the currency. And the products, you can have settings here. So the shopping page should be this. Add to cart behavior, use Ajax and carts buttons on archive. Redirect to cart page after successful addition. All right, so weight unit in kg. So this is where you do your product settings for shipping. This is where you handle shipping information. Tomorrow we'll talk about shipping. and shipping options that people will see once they start buying. Then we'll also talk about payments. We'll look at payment options we can include. We'll talk about all of that tomorrow. One popular one is called cash on delivery. So if you enable cash on delivery, it means that they shouldn't pay on the website. They should just place the order for you. Once you deliver, you take payment upon delivery. Let's see accounts and privacy. Enable guest checkouts account. Recommended, da da da. All right. Emails. Okay. All right. So this is where you manage how the email setting should be. So as they place the orders, emails are being sent to you, to them, and all that. So this is where you do all the settings. You can manage all of them. Let me see integration. Okay. Site visibility. Coming soon. Apply to store pages only. Live. So after you build your shop, you can go live over here. So right now, if a customer visits the shop, they are going to see coming soon. Let me see advanced. Okay. Let's see status. All right. Let's see extensions. Okay. So let me come to analytics and see what we have here. So once the site is launched, over here, you get some data over here to know what is going on. An overview of your products, your orders, your revenue, everything. Let's see marketing. Okay. All right. So you can set up MailChimp, set up Google for WooCommerce and all that over here. All right. So it's very straightforward. You just use WooCommerce to handle all these details. Let me see, get paid. You handle payment options. So tomorrow we'll talk about payment. Let's not get into payment right now. All right. So let me see what Iptana is saying. All right. So this Iptana is the one that gave us the new theme. So it comes with a lot of themes here. Okay. So the theme we are using, I think we got it from Iptana once we installed it. So they are giving several e-commerce themes. Okay. So we can go through and choose one. All right, that's fine. They have different themes. Okay. So for corporate side, they have 22 themes. Okay, that's beautiful. Let me preview one of them and see. All right. That's fine. Okay, so this is straightforward. It's very, very simple. But once you are working on a project, you need to take your time and get everything right. Get the installation of WordPress done right. Make sure SSL is on the site. You make sure the right theme is used. You make sure you install WooCommerce, and then you add all your products the way it should be. Then the details about setting variations and all of that. Once the time comes, you can watch a video on how to set variations in terms of the sizes of the product, colors, and different variations. So what is important now is to talk about the payment options and the shipping. So tomorrow we'll quickly do that. Then we will wrap up our class on e-commerce. It's very simple. So this is just an overview of e-commerce. Once you are working on a real project, you can spend more time on the details. So this is an overview on the important areas when it comes to building e-commerce. So we'll be ending the class shortly, and we'll continue working on our corporate websites. Tomorrow, we will migrate the site. Once we are done talking about payment options and the shipping settings in WooCommerce, then we'll place an order and see how it will work and how the payments will integrate with it and all that. So whatever it is, tomorrow we'll see what we can include. So that'll be all for now. I want you to have a great day. Continue working on your projects, and we will meet again tomorrow.